Welcome back to the KickNPost YouTube channel with your boy Amal Thompson and Say Less K Kris Perry. How you doing, my boy?
I'm tired, not even gonna lie, but I'm good, man. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And the NFL schedules dropped. What are we on the third day, fourth
On
day?
the 12th, so 3 days ago.
Yeah. All right. And we had to start with somebody's favorite division, somebody's favorite team.
See, you can't see it yet, but I got the Bengals flag right behind me. I got
Of course.
the Super Bowl Bengals sweater on. I'm ready for today, man. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Of course. I figure it's only right. We could talk about my favorite team's division, but that'd be like a 3-minute video.
But is that actually
I
your
feel
favorite
like,
division, though?
I mean, my team's in there, so I kind of got to rock with it.
You don't have to rock with it. Like, you can like the team, hate the division.
Realistically, if I'm picking my favorite division, it's the AFC West, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point during this offseason.
I think that makes more sense, though, to like your team and to hate every other team in your division.
Yeah, but you gotta. If we're talking like, if I give you the choice on watching a division on a Sunday, right?
Yeah,
Aren't you gonna want to pay attention to the people in your division, even if you don't mess with the teams?
true. But, like, at least in my situation, every team is good. So,
Okay, yeah. Well, in my situation, every team is yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're looking back and we're like, how about we figure out which teams are gonna finish with what wins, just based on schedule.
yes, sir.
Now that it's out, seeing if the Cincinnati Bengals can repeat as division champions,
With ease.
or if there'll be some parity in this division, seeing that the Browns, I feel, have caught up depending on the Deshaun Watson situation. Pittsburgh, I feel like, is taking a step back, which is wild to say. And the Ravens, if healthy, could give them a run for their money. So let's start with the Bengal boys. What are you seeing in your future in terms of wins for your
All
team?
right. After looking at the schedule, we do have one of the hardest ranked schedules in the NFL. Like every year,
This is a fact.
they always give us that. I ain't worried. But I do have the Bengals shocking everyone again this year with a 13-4 record.
You said how much? 13 and 4?
13-4.
All right, so they start the week off against Pittsburgh at home.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's much question there that we both believe they'll win that game. You're in belief that Kenny Pickett will be able to win the starting job outright.
Correct.
I am actually feeling like I'm in the minority now in believing that Mitchell Trubisky will be able to keep this job at least for the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, you say keep this job like he has it already. They signed him, but they don't have a starting quarterback right now.
Okay.
He's never played it
I
down
do-
for them.
He hasn't, but I do believe that
Wait,
the
did he
whole
play last
point
year?
he played in relief of Josh Allen.
Oh, I was talking
In a
about
few
for
games.
Pittsburgh. My bad.
Oh no! He did not play for Pittsburgh last year.
But yeah, I see it as both QBs coming in, learning a new system. Mitch got a little ahead of the schedule, but I feel like the Steelers told Pickett if he's there at 20, they're taking him. And they probably told that to a bunch of other players too, but they meant it with Kenny
Malik
Pickett.
Willis.
So, yeah. I think it'd be a fair battle, honestly.
So my belief is if they do start Trubisky, that of course Bengals get the win. If they start Pickett, I think the Bengals dominate.
Get a bigger win?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
I did my rankings. I did the schedule based on Trubisky starting, but now that I'm looking at Pittsburgh's wins and losses as well, I don't think much changes. I just think the score line changes a little bit depending. Maybe one or two more losses with Pickett in there, but I think the biggest challenge for you guys is Dallas week 2.
Isn't this a challenge?
Yeah, it's really early to go into a place like Dallas off the rip that early in the season. Home field advantage you'd expect out there at AT&T Stadium. They got a lot of fans. The division over there, the NFC East, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think I got that right.
Okay.
NFC East, they're really feeling like it's their division to win, even though I feel like Philadelphia's caught up. But Dallas week 2 at Dallas, that's the earliest, biggest challenge of the season. I think they come through that with a W. And that's when people are gonna start taking notice. Like, okay, last year wasn't a fluke. And then you guys have a run of the Jets away, which I think that's a dub for you.
Big dub.
Miami at home, which there is a lot of belief in that offense being recreated to kind of match the 49ers intensity with them adding a plethora of running backs.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you got
Miami's defense
Tyreek.
is good, man. Like, people sleep on them. They got a little squad over there, so that's the only thing I'm really scared of. The offense ain't scaring me yet.
I think it's a W for you guys still, though. It's
I
at
think
home.
with the
You
hot
guys are able
streak,
to adjust
it's
to
going to
that.
be a W because we're going in there 3-up. So,
Yeah, so I think it's going to be 4-0. And then I have you guys having your first loss here in B-more. It's at Baltimore.
yeah, I got that too.
Presumed healthy Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins back. Gus Edwards back. 1-2 punch. Lamar there. Rashad Bateman hopefully 4 games into a second-year breakout. Mark Andrews still there. And to be honest, probably Julio there. With them out on the Jarvis Landry deal.
Won't believe it till I
probably
see
add
it.
What?
Won't believe it till I see it.
I get that, but they're going to try to add some veteran presence to that wide receiver room. So if it's not Julio, they might try to get OBJ in there. Somebody's going to be added.
A Cole Beasley.
If it's OBJ, he
nice.
won't be playing, but if it's Julio, he'd be there to kind of anchor down that receiving core a little bit. Not going to be like, Atlanta Julio, but
I think a healthy
just
Julio is
presence.
just fine, to be honest. Like, he's still a dog. People get
man,
mad at him
I
because
just
of
traded
fantasy.
him for
They're not
Khalil
lining up against
Shakir
him right
in
now.
fantasy. So
Like, I'm just being real. He's still a monster.
yeah, if he's healthy,
Yeah.
which that was his biggest issue out there in Tennessee, was health, in my opinion. And also an offense that's not really built to support 2 wide receivers. So
Yeah.
And I mean, Baltimore's not really built much differently, but we'll see. We'll see if he lands out there. We'll see what happens. But if with or without Julio, I have Baltimore taking that W off you guys. Unfortunately,
It's facts.
So you start the season 4-1, and then it's at New Orleans. That should be a dub, and then it's Atlanta at home. That should be a dub.
I
So
got
if
us
you
losing
start the
to New
season
Orleans
6-1, you got y'all losing to who?
Got us losing to New Orleans. The second away
All right,
game.
explain that one to me.
The game is in New Orleans, so you would think them boys going to show up, but New Orleans is a good squad too, like low key. I think they start figuring out like around week 5, week 7. This got to get assimilated with Jabubu.
So you
They got the
think
weapons.
Jabubu?
Their defense is nice as hell.
What if Kamara gets a 7-game suspension?
I mean, what if? Like, he might, but until that's out there, we don't know. They added Olave. They got MT. They just added Tyrann Mathieu. They just added Jarvis Landry. They still got majority of their players, but they only lost Marcus Williams.
Not of pieces. I understand. I'm not saying you're completely wrong. I just think you guys have better pieces.
I mean, I like to say it, but I'm still the same way with my team. I can't believe it till I see it. And we were hot last year, but during the year, we playing like some dog water. I'm not going to lie. Like, a lot of calls don't make sense, especially early on. Like, I don't know if it was last year. No, it was last year. Like, that Bears game, dog. Like, you don't understand how mad I was because it looks like an easy dub. But for some reason, Zach Taylor just likes to call whatever he wants, So I'm going to give it New Orleans for now, just because.
Okay. So you have them starting 5-2.
4-2 right now.
Well, do you have them winning Atlanta?
Oh, yeah. I got them winning Atlanta.
Okay, so I'm 6-1. You have them 5-2. One thing I didn't realize is that you guys have some. Actually, that wasn't you guys. Never mind. I was about to say some retribution for that loss to Miami on Thursday, but that was Baltimore. Last year. So scratch what I was gonna say there. We get into a stretch here again. After that Atlanta game, you have Cleveland in Cleveland. Now I'm assuming you have that as a W.
I do.
Or do you have you guys going 1-2 over those 3 weeks?
Over that 3-week span, so Atlanta, Cleveland,
Atlanta,
Carolina,
Cleveland.
I got 3 dubs, to be honest.
Okay, so yeah, I got you guys losing to Cleveland in Cleveland.
Okay, I mean, that makes
And I
sense.
have you
It's
guys
at
beating
home.
Carolina.
With the Deshaun Watson situation, we don't know how long he's going to be suspended, when he's actually going to start playing, and then you got to get back into football for him. Brandon played in a minute now. Like, he's not bad, but he's still going to take I think, probably like 2 games to get right, But I got to stick in that dub right now.
I'm leaning at the loss for y'all, and I had if Watson next to it. But even without Watson, my belief is a lot of the reason we're still seeing Baker on this team is they're not going to give him away for free, knowing that Watson could get suspended this year. And I know Baker doesn't want to hear that. I know Baker isn't trying to be a filler quarterback, but it might be his best situation. And if they do have Baker, it creates some continuity in that locker room, and they'll be able to stay afloat and be competitive until Watson takes over the reins whenever that is.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. There's no market for him. Give him a chance to prove himself, get his value up before they move him. So
you could get his value back up. Maybe some injuries throughout the season, especially the early part of the season. Teams that expect to compete might lose their starting quarterback, and then they'll make a move and overspend for a Baker, expecting him to, at least be able to right the ship and not have to put somebody crazy in, right?
Yeah, you would think.
So that's my belief. Of course, they win at home versus Carolina.
Easy.
They should.
Easy
I think Matt Corral will be starting at that point. So if you are a fantasy player such as I, get the Bengals defense that week. But then you guys go into Pittsburgh. I think you guys get a W there.
Big old sweep.
After the bye week, of course. After the bye week. So I think you guys sweep Pittsburgh.
Easily.
You go into Tennessee. W there. I think they're rebuilding. Everybody thinks it's just a retool because they moved on from A.J. Brown, got Treylon Burks in there. But everything is leaning to, okay, either we're going to hand the reins over to Malik Willis and see what he has next year. Not this season. I think they'll hold out and see what the wins are. But if they start off slow, I could see them pulling Tannehill and seeing what they have in Willis by week 8 or 9. They go into they face Kansas City at home. Now, where do you have that?
We swept them last year. We're going to beat them again. I'm not worried about Kansas City. Never have been.
Okay, I think you guys lose to Kansas City.
You said what?
I think you guys lose to Kansas City at home.
We lose to Kansas City for, what's the logic behind that, though?
I believe at this point in the year is when Kansas City starts to get their footing.
Oh, yeah? You sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, you really think that you have this team's number over 2 years?
Yeah, 100%. They didn't get better. They didn't get better this offseason, did they?
I think they streamlined the offense a bit. You're going to see a lot less forcing things to Tyreek Hill.
I don't think they ever forced Tyreek Hill. I feel like they were put in the position to do that because we exposed them, but that's not their game plan. So their original game plan just doesn't work. I feel like they're going to change up the game plan a lot. I think we're going to go back to more of a Philly style of play that Andy Reid will run. They added Ronald just lost
Jones
Tyrann Mathieu. They drafted Andrew Booth.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, no, they didn't get Andrew Booth. The Vikings did. They got some DB. They got McDuffie, I think.
I don't remember, but I know when they took him, we were like, yeah, Tyrann Mathieu's still not coming. Tyrann Mathieu's definitely not coming back now.
All I'm saying is we swept them boys last year. I ain't worried this year. I have no reason to be worried this year, to be honest. I would be idiotic to be worried.
So we might need to clip this one.
Clip it. We beat them at the end of last year. Regular season, and they're like, oh no, they don't need a dub. Then we rematched them in the playoffs where it mattered. Got exposed again. We didn't just beat them. We came down from how much? Like 20, 30 points twice?
It was like 27 twice? Or 21 or something like
Not
that.
Not once. Yeah. A dose. Like, come on, brother.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
We're really like that. Like, that's why I have us as good as we are, because we can really put 30 on any team when we want to. It's just when we want to. You know?
I have y'all really good too, but I feel like you dropped that game. I feel like Kansas City comes back.
I mean, Chase got to be injured. Higgins got to be out. Our O-line got to be sore.
Okay.
If we're feeling good, if we feeling good week 13, I ain't worried about the Chiefs.
Okay. So you have them. Well, I mean, this is going to be back-to-back home games for all. So you have it as a W against Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
And then you guys play Cleveland the next week. How do you feel about that matchup?
I got an L for Cleveland.
See, that's crazy to me. So you think you guys are going to come off the high of beating Kansas City for the third time in a row?
Yes.
And lose to Cleveland the next week?
Yes.
And I think Kansas City comes into your stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going to lie. I don't know the name of your stadium.
Paul Brown.
All right. And then kind of comes back with a little bit of vengeance, drops a dub over there, leaves, takes the dub back to Arrowhead. And then you guys punish Cleveland for what happened the week before.
Yeah, I think we lose either of those games. I just think Kansas City, we have something to prove because people like you still think that they're better than us. Don't know why. Everyone in the media is like, "Oh, easy Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes," but
It's
we
not
swept them
about
boys.
being
Like,
better. I really think you guys exposed them and embarrassed them.
I,
So it's gonna be like a different level of how they come in there and
oh,
play.
for sure. I really hope they bring their best. But I think we're gonna do what we kind of did this year and look a week ahead, a little too early. We got Tampa Bay and Tampa, so that week 4.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one, and I feel like it's gonna be on their heads. Yeah, the Browns is a division game, but at that point, you have like more of a clear look at the division, like knowing like what games you really need to hit on, what games you're like, don't really matter. And I feel like that's gonna be one of them. And all honestly, I think we could beat both teams at home, but I know we're gonna at least split one of those.
Yeah, I just feel like it's in terms of logical picking who wins in the schedule. It's logical to think that one of those games gets dropped, but
Yeah.
in reality, you guys could definitely win both of those.
Oh, for sure.
We're looking at Tampa Bay the week after. I think you dropped that. I don't know what you have, but I think you guys dropped that game in Tampa. What say you?
I got us week 15 losing to Tampa. It's in Tampa.
Okay.
Defense still legit. It happens.
Defense, yeah, didn't lose much.
Our boy Brady
Offense didn't lose much. Yeah, they gained Brady, which is wild to say. They lost Brady for like 48 days. I think they're back in full stretch with Godwin. They got their full rotation of weapons back. Their backfield should be pretty set. We'll see how healthy Leonard Fournette stays. But you're looking at Leonard Fournette, Keyshawn Vaughn, and most likely Rashad White out of Arizona State, the rookie that they added. So we'll see how they rotate those guys out the backfield. You know Brady likes to pass to his running back, so
Yeah.
they'll rotate those guys in and out. Big question mark, though. And I know people aren't really talking about it much. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten more news. There still hasn't been any confirmation for Rob Gronkowski to be back.
Well,
and they lost O.J.
we'll
Howard
know
in
about
free
that
agency.
closer to like OTAs, like actual.
Yeah, because he's not trying to come back for training camp, and we get that. But, like, I feel like it's really been kind of quiet.
Yeah, for us,
that's
like
a
the
big
people that
thing.
need to know. He just don't want
Yeah.
the world to know.
Right, but, like, I want to know. Because that's a big target for Tampa. For the flow of the team. People don't – it's underrated a little bit, but when he's healthy and when he's playing, the field is just so open.
Yeah. And honestly, it's either Tampa or Cincinnati because that's all he ever talks about is wanting to play with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're right. To be honest, you are right. And Cincinnati, I feel like, is also saving a spot for him because you guys haven't invested in the tight end position that much this offseason, have you?
We got Hayden Hurst, man. The sleeper pick of the offseason, Hayden motherfucking Hurst.
And then Saturday, you guys are playing New England.
Easy.
I want to hear about Hayden Hurst, bro.
Christmas Eve game? Now. Come on now. It's an early present.
Now.
We can talk about Hayden Hurst. What's up? Bro's a monster at South Carolina. He's been in shitty situations ever since he got drafted.
College. He went to the one place that would have. You tell me that Baltimore was the worst situation.
He got one solid year with Baltimore, and that was it. And then Mark Andrews came in.
Kris,
it's facts.
Why do you think Mark Andrews came?
You said what?
Why would Mark Andrews came in if he was that guy at tight end?
Wasn't his first year in the league? Like, come on, bro's on a rookie contract. Like, y'all forget.
Yeah,
people take time
on
to
a rookie
develop.
contract.
He's a grown man now. And then to make it better, he went to Atlanta, got a couple games in, and then they take Kyle Pitts, which you can't blame them. But he hasn't given an actual fair chance in any system. Now it's his shot.
You're not going to spend draft capital on tight ends when you have a tight end.
I think Hayden Hurst was like a top 10 pick.
Did they spend money when T.J. Hawkinson
got
drafted by Detroit? Did Detroit go out and say we need another tight end when they got T.J. Hawkinson? Like a serious tight end, or did they get back?
But Hayden Hurst was a first-round pick, 25th overall. Like, the talent wasn't there.
And he keeps getting replaced.
Because of the situation. Now, this is his first time in the league.
You get replaced because you haven't showed out. That's why you get replaced.
Okay, he was drafted in 2018. He's at the back end of his rookie deal. Like, right now. We're in 2022. He hasn't even finished a rookie deal.
Are you just being a homer right now? Like, be real with me. Are you being a homer right now? You're telling me Hayden Hurst is really that guy?
I'm not saying he's that guy. I think that he has a chance to be that guy in this system because there's so many weapons. He's gonna be open. Like he's got to catch the damn ball. That's it. Like if we scheme him up right, what defense is like? All right, guys, let's huddle up and let's lock down Hayden Hurst this week. No one's saying that. Like
okay, so you're telling me he could replace CJ Ozama's production?
He's gonna,
and that's all you need.
Double his fucking production. What are you saying right now? I love CJ. Great player. I hope he did great things in New York, but he is not that good.
You're not expecting 1,000-yard receiver.
He was not that good. Oh, whoa, I'm not saying 1,000 yards.
Or 750 yards. Like, what's the max amount of yards you think you'll get?
I think he's getting at least 5 targets a week. That's all I'm saying. Like, and I think he can do a substantial amount with 5 targets a week.
I think he'll come down with 2 of those for probably about 30 yards.
Okay, so let's think about this logically. We just improved our offensive line. Joe Burrow had crazy year.
Okay.
T. Higgins is in sophomore, or not T. Higgins. Chase is in his sophomore year. T. Higgins about to turn up. Still got Tyler Boyd. And we don't have any receiver depth. Like, after Tyler Boyd is a hard fall off. So we're going to have Joe Mixon and Hayden Hurst heavily, and Chris Evans heavily in the pass game. Now, out of those 3, who do you think we're going to throw the ball to more?
Chris Evans.
Fuck no. It's going to be Hayden Hurst. Are you serious? Like,
so you're telling me
he's pretty much our receiver 4 right now.
Less targets are open for Hayden Hurst, and he's going to get better production?
Who said less targets are open?
I said that because he was in Atlanta last year, and even though you're saying Kyle Pitts was there, who else was there? Kyle Pitts and Russell Gage, and who else?
That's it, but that's because that's Atlanta. I ain't worried about Atlanta offense. I'm worried about Cincinnati offense. And I know we're going to go back to throwing 30, 35 times a game. He's going to get at least 5 of those targets per week. I'm sorry. He's going to eat.
I'm going to say that Hayden Hurst ends the year with a whopping 300 yards of offense.
He'll get 100 in one week against Baltimore.
Catches.
CJ put up 150 on their heads. Come on now.
I don't think Hayden Hurst is going to add that much to your team offensively.
All right.
That's just me.
All right. Yeah, I've been looking to that.
You were telling me that the 25th overall pick in 2018 is still looking to break out at the back end of his rookie career when he was in both situations where literally he could have commanded 75 to 80 targets in those offenses if he was worth commanding 75 to 80 targets in those offenses.
Yeah, because that would be as a focal point. He's going to be such a non-focal point. It's going to be, okay, let me get the Hayden for this first down real quick. You know?
Okay.
Like, we'll take 10 yards. I'm sorry. Like, he's got to catch the damn ball, like I said.
I'm excited to see it because if he is, he's going to, like you said, be one of the steals of the offseason.
For sure.
But somebody for me to keep an eye on waiver wires because that's where he's at.
I mean, you saw the leagues I'm in. I picked him up already, baby. Come on now. Every league, baby.
You guys follow up the win in New England, which that would be big for you guys. I think New England still holds that aura, especially at home.
I think they lose that this year.
Belichick against what?
I think they lose that aura this year.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, in terms of Belichick against young quarterbacks and, all the statistics that they have with that, I think it'll still be good for Burrow to go into New England and get a dub. Just to add to, his legacy. And then you guys face Buffalo at home, which I think Buffalo's on another level this year. So I have y'all losing to Buffalo. But that's okay because I have most of Buffalo's schedule losing to Buffalo.
I got us beating Buffalo.
You got them beating Buffalo?
Yeah. I think that Week 17 game, which is what the NFL wants, is going to be a very big game in terms of, like, rankings. I do see us and Buffalo fighting for that one spot towards the end, and that might be, like, the breaker. Either that or the Baltimore game. But, yeah, I think we're going to have to come in and take it, and we're going to take that thing, I think we're ready now. I think we have the line to do so now. Last year, I didn't want to see the Bills. I knew they're going to run through us, but a little bit more confident this year.
All right. I don't know, man. I think Buffalo's offense is going to be clicking on another level. I'm not a huge James Cook fan, but I feel like they're going to deploy him in the wide receiving game a ton.
They are.
Devin Singletary. What?
100% they are. I think he's going to be the steal of the draft at running back.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of him between the tackles, but I feel like he's a great route runner. Very good hands. and they're gonna just kind of utilize him in that realm. They're still gonna use Devin Singletary a lot, so everybody thinking that Singletary's done. I don't think so. I just think they're gonna take a little bit off his plate. And then you got Gabe in a breakout year, hopefully, with Stephon Diggs.
I hope
and
so
my
too.
My favorite player in the draft still is Khalil Shakir, and they picked him up to play hopefully their third receiver spot when Jamison Crowder gets hurt. I think Khalil Shakir is a dog.
Where's he from?
Go ahead and check the highlights out. He's from Boise State.
Okay.
My first interaction, like watching him, was against UCF. And when I say this man runs the ball aggressively out of the wide receiver position, it's nuts. When he played against BYU, he had a great game as well.
I gotta check his film. I ain't seen him yet.
Definitely check out Khalil Shakir. Like I was telling you earlier, in one of our fantasy leagues, I traded Julio straight up for him because I believe in the future of that man. I think he's gonna be crazy. But yeah, I got y'all ending the season 12-5, man. It was only right we get on this vid and go Bengals schedule first overall, because to be honest, my boys, we could just run through the L's later. We could talk Jags schedule later, because you're talking about how difficult your schedule is. I pulled up ours the other day, and my goodness, I thought we won the Super Bowl.
Wait,
I really
got
did.
An easy schedule?
With the What?
Y'all got an easy schedule?
Oh, do they give the easy schedule to the Super Bowl winners?
No, I'm saying, do y'all have one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, let me look that up again.
We got some people on there. It's nuts. Unfair, honestly. I don't know what we did to deserve it. But somehow Vegas thinks we're gonna win 6 games with that schedule.
Y'all got the 26th strongest schedule out of 32.
Look at the teams. Look at the teams. I don't care about the ranks. Look at the teams we're playing. We got the Niners. That's a loss. We got Dallas. That's a loss.
I mean, you're the Jags. Come on now. You can't.
Look at the teams. I don't want to hear the rank of schedule. Look at the teams. Just take a look at the teams.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up, man. I don't even want this in my
It's not a good look.
Looking up the Jaguars schedule. Yeah, week 0. I'm about to say, what the hell? Okay. Commanders, L. Colts,
that's a dub, though.
L. Chargers, L. Eagles, L.
Chargers, oh, yeah.
Houston, Texans. All right, we got an early Super Bowl, week 5.
You funny, huh?
I got y'all taking the Houston Texans, all right?
No, I got us beating the Commanders, then losing like 4 in a row.
The Colts, dub.
Loss.
Y'all beat them once this year. Y'all gonna do it again.
Nope. Matt Ryan is
Giants,
gonna let it happen.
dub.
Loss.
Broncos, L.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a whole nother video. Hold up, let me give it out my picks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a whole nother video. Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much.
Yeah,
we did the Bengals first. We did the Bengals first because that's your team. We'll give them the Jags schedule.
I'll give y'all 4
at
games.
1 point.
I'll give you 4 games.
You give us 4.
Yeah.
I think we get 4 if it's a good year. I think it's more of a 3. And Vegas has us at a 6, which is another video we're gonna drop. Some of these win teams over and under totals, because some of these lines are crispy. You're telling me the Jags are gonna win 6 games? That's automatic money. I'll put my 401k out and put that we go under 6 games. Right now it's at 6.5.
Dang.
We are not winning 7 games. It sounds bad because I'm a fan, but like there is no way.
You got to be real, and at least you're real, because when you do see the results and you do see that actual potential coming in, that's when people won't believe you. And it's like, look, I've been real with you for so many years. Why would I lie today?
Exactly. Based on what we added, we're not winning 7 games. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. No. So if y'all got spare money, if y'all really want to flip your 401k, cash that thing out and put it on the Jags under for team wins.
Don't do that.
Right?
Please don't do that.
I'm just letting you know. No, this is financial advice. I'm serious.
This is not financial advice. This is not financial
This
accounts.
is financial advice. Do you want to get rich quick?
We are not professionals.
Did you have money in crypto and you've been seeing the charts lately?
You can see
all
me.
That crypto.
I'm not saying
cash
these.
out.
FDIC. I didn't do it.
Cash out.
Promise.
Cash out and put it on Jaguars under.
Okay. Speaking of Jaguars
free
under,
money.
Are you ready to take this pause now? We can resume this when I get back.
100%.
Okay. I'm gonna put
this
a little
is the Bengals vid.
bling up like that. We're gonna be back. All right.
Peace.